Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at what 3 weeks of game development looks like. Hey, so this sleep-deprived dummy here made a little oopsie. It's not the 3rd week, but the 2nd week of development. You know, when your days consist of sleep, work, eat, sleep, and more work, time kind of stops making sense. Anyways, back to the video. Basically, this project, we're trying to make a first-person parkour horror game in hell. And we're trying to do that in exactly 1 month, meaning we make the game and publish it to Steam in 1 month. It's going alright, but you guys will see and you'll be able to judge if you think we'll be able to make it. Okay, so what have we been up to these past 3 weeks? I mean, you guys saw last week where we were at. The first-person parkour system was coming together pretty nicely. And we were already starting to kind of design the tutorial area. And then we scrapped the whole environment and started from scratch. And I think we're on the right path. So you'll see how the environment looks for now in its temporary state. We also started working on the actual tower because, as you can see here, there was like this black big cube is supposed to represent like a big office tower. It didn't look like that yet, but it's looking quite a bit better now. And the goal is to parkour up that tower, a bit similar to like how Only Up is doing. Yeah, I've said that a few times, but our game, Leap of Sins, basically is if you took Mirror's Edge, Only Up, mixed them together, and threw a pretty serious horror theme in there. And obviously it's also in hell. I guess Chained Together is a better example than Only Up, but without the chains. Yeah, I don't know anymore. There's so many games like this that, you know, it's getting complicated to keep track. The premise of our game is basically, you know, you're in hell, and to escape hell, you have to reach the top of the tower. I would say, let's try this out. I wonder if the sound will work well. There we go. So we have some pretty cool ambient sounds. So the one thing you'll have to forgive is there's still a lot of camera clipping where basically the character just puts his face into the wall. I'm not gonna talk too much during this phase because I just want to enjoy the sounds. Like it's one of the first times I hear it as well. I think the parkour is really coming together now. Obviously there's still a lot of work, but it's in a state where it's challenging, it's fun, and doesn't look too bad. This is supposed to be like a balancing phase, but the balancing mechanic I haven't found time to implement yet. So here it's actually, you can't just walk over this. You have to kind of balance, like you're gonna move left or right, and you have to counterbalance the same way you would like grinding in Tony Hawk. I think Mirror's Edge had it as well. I saw it last time. I thought I was being really original with this when Mirror's Edge basically had it already, like in 2008. So yeah. As you can hear, the sounds are different, like there's different surfaces. Oh, and I missed. Yeah, there's no death condition yet, so if you fall in the lava, it's like a warm jacuzzi. And yes, I have fly mechanics. Ambient is scary as fuck. Yeah. I like it. I think this type of ambience is not that scary to me. It's immersive, but it's not that scary to me. The very type of ambience that really scares me is the kind of, you know, silence, like the one we're gonna have like in the office area where you mostly can focus on your footsteps and the little surround sounds. This is a bit overpowering, which is good. It's what we're going for. It's hell, you know, it's outside hell, you just spawned. It needs to be like this overpowering experience. But where I'm probably gonna get spooked is like in the office area and the sound there. But overall, I think this ambience is pretty good. Actually, let's go full screen, shall we? One thing I also added is the fact that your hand now moves out the way. I still need to make a blend space because it's a bit too snappy, like it goes from one to the other a bit too roughly. And to be fair, it's harder than it looks like, because for those that don't know, the way I made my first person parkour mechanic is it's aim based, meaning that you have to actually aim at the platform you want to jump to. It's not like super precise. What the? So you can, like, it does have some leniency, like for example here this might work. Yeah, see, it wasn't like on it perfectly. So it's not like super hard, but it does require you to like aim around that area. If you don't, you just jump and you fall. So this part hasn't been like completely decorated yet, but here's the path, and we're gonna add a lot more parkour options on. Your shirt matches hell. Yeah, right? Hi, it's me again. So I just wanted to let you know that if you like the game, we have a Steam page that hopefully should be live in the next few days. So go check out the description, and if there is a link to a Steam page, then wishlist the game, because it helps us a ton. Thanks, bye-bye. So here are the assets coming together. Like outside will be this kind of post-apocalyptic environment with like cars and this kiosk thing, an Iron Man apparently. This is just for scale. But like with these sewer pipes and these kind of structures and buses, like basically all these kind of things. These won't be really explorable locations. It's really just for environment. The main attraction will be the tower itself, which obviously for now it's not much of a tower, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely. So here's the inside. Why didn't this work? Wait, guys, give me a second. I set up a system, a temporary system, so that the rain turns off when I move in. There we go. So, because the rain just goes through the ceiling for now. And for now, the color grading in here is very red, and it looks cool, but I want here to feel more like a normal office area. So yeah, let's take a look a bit more. We have lobby, chairs, a lot of things are still untextured, but you almost don't notice it because of the color grading. Laptop, sponsored by Sloyd. And yeah, exit sign. And in case you need to put out the lava, you know, important. So yeah, but it's not actually finished. We have a little more parkour here. Oh, I need to turn off flying, otherwise it's cheating. So we have like floating islands. All these things are supposed to like float a little bit, so that's the next step to make this really feel like hell, you know, where basically physics doesn't make sense anymore. We're gonna have all these floating kind of islands and structures. We probably need to make this a bit more interesting as well, so you actually have to use the climbing mechanics. Hard at work, yeah. Oh, by the way, we actually have hell imps. It's more of an accident. We were trying to make something else, but it turned out to be hell imps, so yeah. Obviously we need to do some optimizing as well. As you can see, the texture streaming pool budget is kind of dying. A lot of lighting is not built. But you get the overall vibe. Also, the thunders are very, very obnoxious for now. The goal is that the outside ambience is turned off once you're inside, so you don't always have to be bombarded with this loud thunder hell ambience. By the way, all these assets At least most of them are made with Sloyd. So the laptop that you see here, the mouse, the keyboard, the shelving units. So Sloyd is definitely going to help a lot with the office areas where a lot of props can just be, you know, implemented that way. And for those that don't know, Sloyd are the sponsors of the stream. That's why you will hear me mention them quite often. Sponsor not only of the stream, but actually of this whole project. So yeah, more on them later probably. But this is where the level kind of stops. We still have a lot planned. So I've been thinking up a lot of mechanics and AI stuff. We're gonna have actual levels inside. It's not all gonna be just climbing. We're gonna have maybe a labyrinth and little puzzle elements inside the building as well. So no, there's a few things that will happen that are very different from Only Up. The only thing that we really took from Only Up is the level design, where you have to reach the top and you get punished by falling down. And I really like this kind of level design. I don't think it should be... It can be implemented in a lot of different games. Like, instead of having checkpoints, you have one big level, and instead of dying, you fall. And I think that kind of level design is what I'm trying to implement in different kind of games. And yeah, I'm not sure if you missed the part where I showcased the first-person parkour part, but this game is a lot more in depth when it comes to the actual parkour. It's not just platforming, it's actually like parkour, where you grab on ledges, you jump from ledges to ledges. Like, parkour is a big part of it, and I've put special care into making the parkour feel as good as possible. I'm aiming to achieve something not as good, but at least similar to Mirror's Edge, you know, like, but slower. Like, the goal is not to be as fast as possible. The goal is to be precise and take your time doing all the jumps. So yeah, but this is the progress of the game. I personally thought we would be further ahead at this point. I thought really we would manage to do more, but it's not the fault of everyone. It's basically me just wishfully thinking that stuff moves on faster. And it's actually been a very enriching experience working in such a tight time frame. But I'd love to hear some opinions if some people have some ideas or opinions. Maybe I'll talk a bit more about the designs of the higher levels. Like, I have some stuff that I want to bounce off you guys, I guess, if that makes sense. I really like the floor marbling. Let's maybe switch to a different lighting so we can actually appreciate how cool this material is. So this is the level without all the post-processing and so on. And here you can see the floor really looks cool. It's almost sad that it's so dark. Like, we have to make a post-processing volume in here that kind of brightens everything up, because everything looks so cool in here, you know, like the black marble with the golden streaks, the marbled floor, all the assets that have been created, and the black marble tower with golden streaks, I guess. Yeah, golden streaks to go through it, kind of pushing the idea of greed into the design of the building, because yes, this game is about the sin of greed, even though I have to say we don't, like, for now the theme doesn't make that much sense, greed, so we're trying to like implement a lot of elements that speaks towards that, at least in the environment. One of the developers working on the game, the person responsible for character and animation, actually had a really good idea today, where we can show the path, you know, like initially I wanted to have like blood and, you know, some kind of bloody path to show the player where to go. But now he proposed the idea of leaving little coins, you know, little glowing, not glowing, but like very sparkly coins that are visible from afar. to guide the player, like let greed be your guide was I think what he said. And I think that's such a cool idea. So we might be implementing some of this. And then the goal is that each kind of floor has its own kind of little twists and mechanics. Maybe, you know, like some new AI. One can be a labyrinth, a bit similar to the back rooms, you know, some liminal space, a bit empty, eerie sounds. I've also had a pretty cool idea today. So I have this plugin. I wanna try out some stuff with it. So might as well do it today on stream. So I've had this, like, when we were talking about the labyrinth, you know, you have like very slim hallways. And I was thinking of like an enemy that is just pure black, like pure darkness. Pure black. I promise I didn't mean anything racist.
What?
Hey guys, so Floki got himself into some weird shit and I wanted to get on the hype train. And that's about it. See ya.
So I have this plugin which allows you to make like pure darkness, like pure blackness. And I was thinking, imagine you're like in this kind of liminal labyrinth and then the hallways just go completely dark and maybe like 2 red eyes or something. And it just chases you. So let's just open, where is it? But this plugin basically, maybe I'll show it inside of Epic. That probably will be more understanding. But it allows me to create a black mass that basically blocks light, spaces that are completely dark, and it just looks so cool. So imagine something like this is chasing you. You don't really know what it is. This is like the test level, I guess, that they made, pitch black. Oh my god, look at how creepy that is. Yeah, I definitely want something like this in the game as well. So let's figure out how this even works, right? So maybe I'm just gonna make a hallway, but it still looks weird, kind of. But that's kind of cool, especially since, you know, we want to keep it as simple as possible. So instead of having like a death condition where you die, you kind of just get absorbed into the darkness, everything goes black, and then you get spit out again, and you're like back at the start or something like that. The best way to do it would be to have it somehow grow. So let's see. But yeah, that seems like a good enemy to have in the game. It's easy as well. And basically, if the enemy gets to you, you fade to darkness, and then you fade back in at the start of the level. Yeah, I think that's it. Week 3 done. Hi. So yeah, it's me again. Sorry about that. Again, it's been 2 weeks, not 3. But I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless. And if you want to catch these live streams while they're live, then you should go check out my main channel. The link in the description. See ya!